Why is pedophilia so normalized within the Latino community? Don't worry, I'll wait. Why is it normalized? Yeah, I said it. Hell yeah, I'm gonna call it out, bro. And before anybody twists this into hate, listen to me. I am not talking about every Latino family. I'm not saying this defines our people. I'm saying there is a pattern that I've observed, a pattern I've seen with my own eyes, a pattern too many of us whisper about but don't confront. I've noticed in American culture, not all of it, but at least a majority of it, at least in the modern times, one of the only good things is that if you are a pedophile or you are an older person dating somebody much, much younger than you, you are literally going to get your entire life ruined. Your career, your reputation, your safety, your access to spaces. People will drag your fucking name through concrete and make sure you never forget it. You will not hear the end of it. And honestly, good, because children deserve protection more than predators deserve comfort. But in Latin culture, and again, not all families, porque hay de todo, but from my observation, I have seen a lot of very questionable age gaps within my culture. Families, not all, but most families I've personally seen being perfectly okay with their 16-year-old daughter dating a 25 to 30-year-old man. Why is that? Why does that not set off alarms? Why does that not make fathers furious? Why does that not make mothers sick to their stomach? Why is it framed as, oh, he's established, he can provide, at least he's not a boy her age? Since when did can provide outweigh she is still a child? Let's be honest, a 25-year-old man and a 16-year-old girl are not in the same stage of life. They are not equals. They are not peers. One has lived through adult experiences, adult independence, adult sexuality, adult power. The other is still learning who she is, still figuring out her boundaries, still forming her brain. That is a major imbalance. And imbalance is where abuse hides. Part of this does come from machismo, from a culture where male dominance was normalized for generations, where men were praised for conquest and girls were taught modesty and obedience, where a young girl being chosen by an older man was seen as validation instead of a warning sign. Part of it does come from poverty, from survival logic, from he has money, he has a car, he has a job, he can help the family. When survival is on the table, morality gets completely blurred. That doesn't make it right, but it explains why it happens. Part of it does come from generational trauma. Many of our grandmothers were married off young. Many of our mothers experienced age gaps that today would make people call the police. If something was normalized to you, you don't automatically see it as harm. Sometimes you see it as normal. Sometimes you see it as tradition. But tradition is not sacred if it protects predators.